Okay, hello. I'm gonna move this a little bit. It's me, Rob. You might be familiar with me from the other 3 videos up on my channel at the moment, or 4, depending on when I put this out. I am a consumer of media. We all are. We all consume a lot. We all like eating food and eating movies as well. But media is kind of very central to who I am. I am currently studying filmmaking at uni. I want to make movies. I like writing scripts, short stories. I just love to create. I love to kind of be in touch with what everybody else is creating as well. And my friend, Deej, or Dylan, but I don't fucking call him that, had recently put out a video with his New Year's resolutions, and a few of them were to consume more media, be it books or movies or TV. So I thought I'd make a cute little response video with some recommendations. I have a few categories here in a little Word document. I'm going to put them up here to the left of me, and we're going to have a nice time with it, okay? Can you do that? Can you have a nice time with it? Good. Anyway, let's start with films. So the first film I'm going to recommend is Mulholland Drive by David Lynch. Kind of jumping into the deep end there, but I've watched like normal movies my whole life, and I feel like Mulholland Drive is one where I was like, I'm never going to have an experience like this again in my entire life. And it's kind of a good thing. I went in it raw, like literally knowing fuck all about it, basically. It's so good. It is an amazingly crafted piece of cinema. I think fucking everybody should watch it, really. I think everybody should consume at least one Lynch thing in their life, because I kind of went on a kick after he died. I was like, I'm gonna watch all this stuff. I'd already seen Eraserhead, and I'd already seen Dune. And then I'm currently watching Twin Peaks. I've seen Mulholland Drive. I've also seen that short film. Okay, somebody's got a massive penis. But yeah, everyone should watch Mulholland Drive. It's just a great movie. Next up we have Sideways, which features Paul Giamatti and Thomas Hayden Church. Yeah, that's it. It's a movie about wine. Well, it's not about wine. It's kind of about depression, but with a wine angle. And also one of my favorite movies of all time. These are just 3 of my favorite movies of all time. Sideways has a really good comedic slant, some really great performances, especially from Paul Giamatti, who fucking never misses. Should have watched Sideways. The writers also went on to do The Holdovers, which was very popular when it came out, and is also a movie I really like. But I feel like Sideways is a bit more kind of... I don't know. I feel like you have to be in a very specific mood for Holdovers. It's very heartwarming. Sideways, I wouldn't call it heartwarming, but it's a really great film. And last up we have my favourite movie of all time, personally, and it's Spike Jonze's Her, featuring Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson. It's a love story. It's a sad love story. It makes you feel a lot of emotions in its runtime, mainly sadness, but also there's just this heartwarming aspect to it. It follows a character who is failing in romance and love, and falls in love with his operating system, who's an AI called Samantha. And I think I've watched it about 7 times, and the last time I didn't cry, but that might be because of the previous 6 times I've seen it. It's still a great flick, very well put together. It's very hard to believe that Spike Jonze was ever involved in fucking Jackass. That feels wrong, that he also made Her, one of the most brilliant films of all time. But yeah, watch Her. So we'll move on to TV. We got some big picks here. First up is one I watched really recently. I mentioned it in my MCU video, and it's Wonder Man. Wonder Man is a cute little TV show. It's really short. It's only 8 episodes. You can finish it in like a day. But I don't know, it gave me the feels. It made me happy. It did make me cry even. It's just a very nice little piece of television. I think doing shit like this is getting Marvel back on its feet. It's just kind of a story that you can enjoy with the MCU context, but it basically has no link to anything else really, apart from Iron Man 3 and a bit of Shang-Chi. But yeah, next we have Dexter. I actually haven't finished Dexter. I've watched the first 3.5 seasons, but the first 3 seasons are so full of suspense and mystery, and Michael C. Hall gave a fucking generational performance as the man. It's just so good. It has you on the edge of your seat, and I feel like you can watch it with anyone as well. It's like so intriguing. It's just a great show. I've heard it gets bad after season 4 though, so maybe don't complete it. Uncle is a British comedy show about an uncle. Well, no, it's about a kid called Errol and his fledgling relationship with his distant uncle. And it's just really cute. There's little musical segments. It's really funny. The final season gets quite sad as well. I think it's very well put together. A lot of the humor hits a lot. I feel like it's something that anybody can understand as well, because I feel like a lot of British comedy relies way too much on like having a British audience, while American comedy is kind of for everyone in a way, or at least a lot of it. But yeah, I feel like Uncle translates quite well. It's just a really cute, nice show. It's also not very long. I think it's only about 3 seasons, and they're all quite short, maybe 6 or 8 episodes. But yeah, watch Uncle. Next we have books. Now, I went with sad fiction, cool fiction, and non-fiction. So, sad fiction, we have Diary of an Oxygen Thief, which is part of a trilogy called the Oxygen Thief Trilogy by Anonymous, and who doesn't give out his name. It's really fucked up. It's really weird. It's about a guy who is basically probably one of the worst people you'll ever meet in your life. He's a piece of shit, and he owns up to it. But it's kind of about all 3 books kind of chronicle his ruin, kind of losing everything in a way, but not really everything. He has a great job, he's stable, but he's also just really intensely mentally ill and has some problems with women. But it's one of my favorite books, just because I really love reading about terrible people. It makes me feel better about myself. In a sense, I feel like it would anyone, but it's kind of entertaining watching these terrible, horrible people just beat themselves in a way. But you're also put off a little bit by the fact that there's a very, very real chance that it's fucking real. Next we have fiction. Cool fiction though. This is a fantasy novel. This is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. The first part in the Mistborn trilogy. I think there's more books, so. The Final Empire is a really cool, really, I won't call it simple, but I feel like you can explain the premise really easy. It's about the city of Luthadel, and it's being run by the Lord Ruler, and he's to be taken down and, you know, usurped by the titular Mistborn. We have 2 Mistborn in the story, for the most part. Kelsier and Vin. Kelsier is this crazy agent of anarchy who's completely okay with murder, and Vin is a street kid who's used her magical Mistborn gifts her entire life, well, one of them, to kind of get by on the streets of a city that kind of doesn't want her. It's a really just great, cool, hypebeast story that you should be reading instead of Harry Potter, because fuck Harry Potter and fuck J.K. Rowling. Her fantasy is unimaginative, and Mistborn's just really cool. So go read Mistborn. And lastly, we have the non-fiction Unknown Pleasures, which is the autobiography of one Peter Hook from Joy Division and New Order. His story is really well told. I really liked learning about it. I liked learning about his relationship with, his name is escaping me, but the guy who died, the vocalist of Joy Division. Was he the vocalist? I can't remember. But I don't know. I've read quite a few biographies. I'd also recommend Acid for the Children, which is the biography of Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Also an autobiography, but it's told in kind of this really short form poetic slant, and has a foreword by Patti Smith, which is really cool. But yeah, Unknown Pleasures, and then go read Acid for the Children. Also a really great book. So let's move on to comics. First of all, I've done this in a sort of, I'll do 2 currently running ones and 1 graphic novel. but we'll start with the ongoings. So we have Tom Taylor's Nightwing. Me and my girlfriend have been reading this for a while. I think we've read the first 4 volumes, but it's probably one of the most solid ongoing series ever. It's a really great character study on Dick Grayson, Nightwing, formerly Robin, who he is, how he uses his position of privilege and his identity as a superhero to help the people of Bloodhaven. It's kind of hype. It feels very interconnected, but not in a forced way with the rest of the DC universe. I think getting to know Nightwing is really nice. Plus, I think it requires very little context to understand. All you need to know for the beginning is that Alfred is dead. That's basically it. And a lot of stuff you can kind of fill in the gaps. My girlfriend's been enjoying it a lot. I'd say it's probably her favorite like big 2 comic book, although they haven't read many. But I'm enjoying it, they're enjoying it, you'll probably enjoy it too. Next up, we'll have Radiant Black. Now, I have a video up about Radiant Black. Radiant Black is probably the best ongoing from a bigger indie company, being Image Comics, by Carl Higgins. It has a few artists on it, but again, really solid, really good. It's a bit more grown up than a lot of the Marvel and DC titles. If the first volume follows a man who's like 38 grand in debt from student shit and other practices, but it's kind of just it mixes hype beast elements with kind of realistic drama to create perfection, and it also is very heavily inspired by Tokusatsu and Power Rangers, Super Sentai, stuff like that. But you'll love it. I guarantee you'll love it. I think everybody would love Radiant Black.
Hey, I'm just in here right now because I forgot to mention Royal City. Royal City is a really good graphic novel about death and family, and written by Jeff Lemire. Sorry for forgetting it. I love you, Jeff Lemire.
So, done with comics. Let's move on to bands. Now, this is most stuff I've been listening to recently. I used to listen to a lot more music. I don't as much nowadays, unfortunately. But we'll start with Magdalena Bay. Magdalena Bay is a 2-person indie, kind of funky, groovy electronic project. Their music is intensely danceable, if I'd say so myself. I think I listen to Death and Romance like every day. Same with Killshot Speak, Love Is Everywhere, stuff like that. They're very danceable, just very enjoyable. Kind of, you don't have to think too hard about it. It's just really fun. Next, we have A Tribe Called Quest, the classic hip hop group, who are probably my favorite next to Doom. Cause fucking MF Doom, man. A Tribe Called Quest are probably the fucking masters of sampling. They just have some great shit. Same with Dream Warriors. I do like me some Dream Warriors, but Tribe Called Quest, definitely listen. I really want to get some vinyl of them just because I know it's going to sound better than a CD or streaming. Last up, we have the punk group Pup. I'd call them the best punk group of the 21st century, possibly. They're really great. Their music is really kind of it can be very brutal and very violent, but they also have times to kind of sit back. There's a comedic slant to some songs, especially like If This Tour Doesn't Kill You, I Will, which is a favourite of mine. They recently put out an album, Who Will Look After the Dogs, which has some features from one of my other favourite artists, being Jeff Rosenstock, who I would also recommend. His stuff has a little bit of a ska slant as well, but his most recent album, Hell Mode, I think it was my favourite album of the year it came out, being 2023. Yeah, but they kind of have similar styles in some ways, but yeah, definitely Pup. Go listen to everything they've put out, it's all amazing, and everything from their kind of punk scene is great. I love American punk. It's better than British punk. Next up, we have video games. Now, I'm not really a video game player. I've been on a bit of a kick recently, though. I've played quite a few games and finished them, which is really impressive for me because I don't fucking do that a lot. But I'm gonna first recommend any Final Fantasy game. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. The last one that I finished was A Realm Reborn, which was the first chunk of story from Final Fantasy XIV, which is an online live service game which you pay a monthly subscription on. But with a free trial, a 1 month free trial, an extended 1 month free trial, you can play all of Realm Reborn with a character up to level 70, as well as the award-winning Heavenswood and Stormblood expansions for free, which is crazy. It's just really fun. It's fun to hop on with friends as well. If you play it, if you're on Golem server, add me up, I'll play with you. That was weird. Next up we have my current favourite video game of all time, I'd say. It just about displaced Life is Strange. And that's Hollow Knight. Recently Silksong came out. I tried Silksong, it's too fucking hard. Hollow Knight, the first one, which you can usually get in Void Heart Edition, which comes with all the expansions, is a extremely playable platforming action game with really cool deep lore and amazing visual design. It's one of the prettiest games I've ever played. The soundtrack by Christopher Larkin as well is music to my ears, literally. But like, if I could insert it into my brain and hear it every day when I just go places, it's over. The music is so good. It's really cute. It's very hard in some points, but you know, you can kind of get through it. There isn't a lot of guidance, and you can do a lot of the game in basically whatever order you want, other than some of the required bosses it takes to beat the entire game. There's tons of post-game content. I mean, I finished the game about 20 hours. I'm about 35 now. But yeah, you should go play Hollow Knight. Next up, we have Digimon Story. Now, Deej, I know you're a Pokemon guy, but, you know, fuck you. Digimon's cooler, at least in my opinion. The Digimon Story games are... they play like Shin Megami Tensei or Persona. And there is, of course, the monster collecting angle, which everyone will go crazy for it. The character designs are a bit goonery. I've played it on stream with my girlfriend a few times, and she has outwardly denounced how goonery some of the character designs are. I don't think about those at all. I'm more worried about how the fuck am I gonna get a Shine Greymon? How the fuck am I gonna get a War Greymon? I want Omnimon. I want Gallantmon. Like a lot. But you can... I think I got the first two Digimon Story games, being Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, for like £3 on Steam. No, not Steam. On CD Keys, which is a fucking banger deal. So you could probably get them on the cheap, and they don't take up too much storage. I recommend playing them. They're just kind of fun. They kind of turn your brain off games. And they just released a new one, which I do really want to play, which is Digimon's Tough Story Time Stranger. This one has a lot less goonery character designs, better visuals. I've heard a way better story as well. But yeah, go give a Digimon game a go. It's cheap. Won't lose much from it. Next we move on to tabletop. Now, I'm just going to say play the Pokemon card game, because too many people collect Pokemon cards and the game is decently fun. Then, Warhammer. Now, I'm a Warhammer child. I love me some little space marines on the table. But I think just the Warhammer hobby as a total, like, it leads to so many other things. Painting is so fun, putting them together is just fun. It's a great group activity. It's what you can do with friends or your significant other. I mean, my partner have had a great time just painting out guys or putting them together. And the actual gameplay can be fun as well. And there's quite a few things within the gameplay. There is just normal 40k and AOS, but there's smaller scale, like skirmish games like Kill Team and Warcry. Or you have some of the board games that they do, which can be quite big and expensive, but honestly, when there's so much time that you get to put into it, it's kind of worth it. And Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is the best card game in the world. It's great. It's got a Universes Beyond. You don't have to think about that. You can think about the wizards on the trading cards. Look at that. Look at that guy. It's a Traxa. Commander deck, which I retired because I felt bad playing it, and a lot of times it wouldn't do what I wanted. Play Magic. Next up, we just have general hobbies. I think collecting physical media is probably one of my Biggest, because I'm so scared of losing every streaming service one day. They are very convenient, but also quite unreliable. So, collecting physical media, it'll be DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, fucking tapes, if you like having those things. Having all the books that you want, all the comics that you want physically, it's just because you're gonna have that forever. And I like when things last. There's some books that I own that my dad owned that have been passed on to me, and I think that's just really special. I think it just makes it so much easier as well. Like, I'd rather be able to have a physical copy of something and be able to watch it. I'll be like, oh, I can watch that right now, rather than hunting down everything on a streaming service. And there's so many nowadays. Who has MGM Plus? Be for real. Who the fuck? Sorry, Mike. Who the fuck has MGM Plus? Nobody. And it's got some good shit on it as well, which is annoying. But yeah, physical media. Next up, photography. I used to be really into photography. I have a few friends who are into photography, like a lot. It's really just kind of probably one of the easiest ones to do as well, because everyone has a phone and everyone has a camera on that phone. You can take pictures of fucking anything. And if you're really granular about things, you can, of course, get a camera, maybe get into physical media in having like a film camera. You can get old ones for not very much money. Or even like an old like 2000s digital camera, which a lot of white girls are doing at the moment, or unless they have an Instax, or that new fucking disgusting Instax Fujifilm gimmick camera that's terrible. But photography, I used to love it. I still like taking a nice picture every now and again. Last up, we have I'd say probably the biggest hobby in my entire life, and that's probably model building. I was a Lego kid. I loved building Lego as a child. There's so many pictures of me as a young'un just building Lego. I of course have like some massive tubs of it in my parents' attic, which I'm gonna move to my home eventually. I'm gonna pass that on to my kids. It's something I'm gonna share with my kids. But I was definitely a Lego kid. When I was about 11, I started building Gunpla, Gundam plastic models, which is one of the most calming pastimes ever. I think learning about it and like getting better at it, because I feel like it's one of those hobbies where you don't have to be amazing at it to enjoy it. Because I feel like too many people get bogged down in, I want to do this, but I know I wouldn't be good at it. It's really easy to finesse. Plus, if you watch like the shows or movies that they come from, there's that added layer of, it's really cool, I own this physically and I can like put it on display. They look really good on display as well. A lot of people build like dioramas with them in, and do extra stuff on top, like weathering them or panel lining, which my girlfriend absolutely adores to do. That's just really fun. There's other models I've built in my life. Not springing to mind right now, but a lot of Japanese properties have them. There's Pokemon ones. I have like 2. But yeah, model building. So that was a list of just recommendations from me for things you can enjoy. This video is for DillPickle777. I hope he likes it. I like him, and I hope he has a great day. But yeah, those are Rob's Recs. And I hope, even if you're not DillPickle777, that you watch this and enjoy it, maybe take something away from it. Hope you enjoy anything that you decide to get into after watching this, because that would mean the world to me. Leave a comment if you do. Leave a comment of if any recommendations you might have, because these are all very subjective to me. These are all things I enjoy. But if there's anything you think I would enjoy that you're into, I would absolutely love to hear it. I love finding out about new things to enjoy. I recently found out what a cyber deck is, and I'm obsessed with building one now. I want fucking 10 of them. I really want to build one that has like a disk drive, a couple of USB sticks, and like a radio stick, because I love the radio, even though it's kind of dying. At least the mainstream radio is. It's kind of shit. But I really want to build a cyber deck, and and I like finding niche little interests and things that people enjoy and hobbies to get into, because, you know, I'm only here once. So I'm going to make the most of the time that I have by doing anything and everything. But yeah, the video's over. Have a lovely day. Love you all. I'll see you in the next one.